Oh, he coughs. Perfect. Good morning.
Good morning, Joe. Good morning, everyone. I'm glad that you're able to join us on this snowy, icy day here in Oregon.
Oh, should I respond to that? Are you asking me? Wait, what?
I'm talking to you, but I know there's people watching. So, hello.
Yeah. Good morning. First, I just want to say thanks to Jesse for her flexibility and jumping on and setting up a little watch party for folks that don't immediately have the link to or know where to find the podcast link for it. So hopefully we get what's that?
Oh, Jesse's amazing.
Yeah,
And I appreciate you too, because we couldn't be doing this also without you. So,
fun stuff. It's cold outside, by the way. I'm not sure if you're aware of that.
yeah, it is. I was thinking briefly about this as I was getting ready for this. Yeah, it's this is not as good as meeting in church, but it still is meeting together.
Yeah,
Is still doing what we're commanded to do, to meet together. The Hebrews 10:24-25. It's because we're having a conversation, we're being able to talk and then communicate. Yeah, 15 years ago this probably couldn't have been done, maybe not even 10 years ago, but it certainly is available now. And that's one of the things that I think people missed in the pandemic was, yeah, this isn't as good as getting together, but we're still obeying the command of getting together.
yeah,
you know it's just not what we would like, but yeah, it is. That not nuanced thinking by Christians, or back not recognizing the current technological abilities, is a little disheartening.
yeah.
So
Well, real quick, in terms of housekeeping slash logistics, so we'll be doing kind of our regular podcast, but with more teaching
yes.
this morning, and so we will have a message this morning. Brian will share. There'll be an opportunity for me to interject, ask questions, clarify, and then for those of you who are on the screen share Zoom that Jesse is hosting there, you'll all be muted. But there is a chat there. So if there's comments or something, you can shoot those through. Can't guarantee we'll get to them, but there's an opportunity. And
Yep.
then Jesse will keep that going after we finish with this broadcast. So you can stay on that Zoom and then enter a time of fellowship over there. So we're doing our best in kind of that virtual space to make sure people are safe, but also that we do get that gathering that many of us long for.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely. And I think, I was thinking with this, with the message, I think what we could do is I can just kind of talk through my sermon with you and make excuse me, make it a conversation. And um and so, yeah, I the normal kind of podcast conversation that we've had, but I'll just, instead of giving you a recap, I'll just walk through the sermon.
Yeah, that sounds
So,
great.
yeah, and so, yeah, if people have questions, this is a great format for people to Jesse can text me with whatever your questions or comments are, and I can communicate that,
Yeah.
and you can interrupt me all you want, Joe.
Yeah, this is fantastic. I do have a guitar over there. I'm not doing any music this morning, but I did some yesterday. That's how part of how I spent my day was I don't often get time to just Psalm 23 maketh me lie down in green pastures. I don't do that very well. So after I'd exhausted all my interest in the games on my phone, I went, I could play guitar. Wow. Um, Yeah. So, and then as a family, we kind of cuddled on the couch and watched Top Chef reruns, and Vanessa did some painting. I'm not sure what you did yesterday, but thought I'd share
uh,
that.
we watch football from about 1 o'clock till like 8.
Okay. And at some point, you thought about chewing your own arm off.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. And then there's going to be more today. But yeah, it's a little boring. I know some people find this super relaxing, and I get that. Jesse certainly does, other than she's with a house full of kids, and so it's not calm at all there. So that's kind of fun for her. But Yeah, I don't mind being alone. I'm fine with that. I can always find something to do. I'm an introvert.
Fair enough. Well, let's transition over to the sermon. It looks like my internet speed is a little pokey. I'm just going to acknowledge that. I'm not sure what people are seeing. Hopefully, it's okay. I'm just looking at it's
Yeah,
a little
so
slow.
many right now.
What's that?
Maybe because there's so many people on the internet right now.
Yeah. If I had thought ahead, I would switch over to because we have two. We actually have a redundant internet
Yeah.
provider because of the business. But Jesse, if you wouldn't mind letting me know if that's an issue, and if it is, I'll see if I can switch over without interrupting. But in the meantime, Brian, I'll send it over to you to give us an introduction to the sermon today.
Sure, sure. So we're looking at Ephesians chapter 5, verses 8 through 14. It's going to be, it's a similar sermon to last week. I mean, the applications are pretty straightforward, but there's at least one significant, well, let's think through how you do this. Now, I thought we could start, Joe, just by me reading the passage. I don't know if you want to just listen to me or you want to actually pull out your Bible or whatever. It's fine, whatever you want to do. But it's Ephesians 5, 8 through 14. It says this: For once you were full of darkness, but now you are light from the Lord. So live as people of the light. For this light within you, or produces what is good and true and right. So carefully determine what pleases the Lord, and take no part in the worthless deeds of darkness, and instead expose them. For it is shameful even to talk about those things that ungodly people do in secret. But their evil intentions will be exposed when the light shines on them. For the light makes everything visible. This is why it's said, "Wake, O sleeper, rise from the dead, and Christ will give you light." Now that was yeah. One of the things that's a little interesting here is some of the translations will, and the one I just read, and I halfway switched it, was that you are in the light, or but that's not what it says. It says something that's grammatically odd.
Hmm.
That is, you are light and you were darkness, and so it's a quality of who you are. But that's kind of the first question I had was, what does it mean to be in the light? Because that's kind of the overall theme of this section, and it says it pretty straightforward what it is. If you look carefully at the context, if you look at verse 9, where it says the fruit of the light is all goodness, righteousness, and truth. It's not that light is that what it is, but it's like what light produces is goodness, is righteousness, is truth, is living rightly, it's telling the truth, it's doing good things. And verse 10 kind of elaborates even more on that. It's what pleases the Lord. And so you got this idea of what is light has to do with kind of the quality of what God is. If you go to like First John, he says this. This is the message we've heard from him and declare to you, that God is light, and in him is no darkness at all. And so it's equating this idea that the quality of who God is, it can be described as light, and the production of what that does is produce good things, does good and righteousness, and tells the truth. And so that's a little bit of just kind of this first idea. What are we talking about here? And I'm just looking at the rest of my notes here. Well, Jesus is the light, calls himself the light of the world, John 8. And then if you look at things like Revelation chapter 21:3, it talks about it. Well, I could say this, the city, the eternal city that we're going to go to, the sun, the moon, they don't need this. Why? Because the glory of God gives it light, and the lamb is its lamp. So it's, again, it's the quality of God. It's God's glory is light, is what light is, and so we are the reflection of